Hello and welcome to Anatomy of Marriage. I'm your host, Melanie Studley.
What's up, guys? My name is Seth Studley. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. Today's episode title is Invest in Your Marriage. We're going to dive into it because it's pretty exciting. So,
All right.
See you in a minute. And we're back. Hey, guys. What's up?
Hello.
Seth, licensed marriage and family therapist here. This show is brought to you today by getfaithful.com/anatomy of marriage. Getfaithful.com/anatomy of marriage. And this goes with today's topic because there was one point where we would not invest in our marriage, right? Mm-hmm. But after some therapy, after some coaching, after some growth mindset activities, we were able to. And let me tell you, as a from a therapist perspective, you can make such awesome strides and heal some past traumatic events, get over your stuff with therapy. Getfaithful.com/anatomy of marriage. There are thousands of people actually that are getting online therapy. COVID changed stuff. You can do it. If you've been putting it off, go to getfaithful.com/anatomy of marriage today.
Do it. Don't make us say it again.
All right. What's up, guys? If you followed us for a minute on Instagram, you will have enjoyed visually the beautiful, lush blue waters of Exuma Island. Little Exuma, right? Oh, where's that? Oh, it's in the Bahamas. Oh, where's that? It's in the East Indies. Oh, where's that? Off the coast of Florida.
Is it in the East Indies? Did we decide that?
I don't know.
Don't say things you don't know because I don't know.
West Indies or East Indies, right?
It's in the Indies.
And so anyway, we went to the Bahamas and we want to talk about not just how amazing the trip was, but actually we want to go upriver of that. As a coach and as a therapist, I'm always thinking, okay, something happened, this thing. There are very few things that are just isolated incidents, right? Mm-hmm. Things build off things, build off things, build off things. Like we say, what's the thing below the thing, right? And there were a bunch of infrastructure things and mindset stuff.
For sure.
That enabled us to freaking get an invite to the Bahamas in 2 days. Boom, we're there.
Right.
So
let's back up and share the story a little bit. So it was actually on my birthday, which was July 21st. Mm-hmm. We were at Sumo Sushi in Maple Valley.
You don't look a day over 43.
We were... So I'm not. I'm 38. Ding dong. So we were eating... I was eating my Medusa roll,
That's
my
right.
fave. And we got a text or a call. From our friends, Paul. Actually, Paul has been on the show. You guys have heard him on the show.
You guys know him.
And he was like, hey... Total last minute. We booked this trip to the Bahamas. The other couple that was going to go with us, they actually got COVID and they can't go. Would you guys be interested?
I hope they're okay.
Yes, I hope you're okay. So would you be interested? If you are interested, the plane leaves in 2 days.
Right.
So
he's
we're
like, dude, let me know. I know it's last minute. There's no way, probably, but let me see.
Right.
And I swear to G.
Swear to Gandhi.
Oh my Gandhi, right? Swear to Gandhi that we're eating sushi, get off the phone, and I literally look at Melanie and go, should we go?
Right.
And what did you say?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
And I said to my other half, I said
to my wife, I says,
listen, I know that will do anything and I've gotten in trouble, but is this seriously something? I'm not twisting your arm and saying, oh, let's go because we can do it. I'm crazy.
If we don't go, I'm going to be mad.
Right. I'll be like butthurt or whatever. I'm like, no, legit. Is this something that we should do?
Right.
Was it the smartest thing? Maybe it was. Right?
Why are you guys saying that? Weirdo.
Because it's like when folks make big decisions like that, great, I'm immature, I've made the worst decision ever. What am I doing? I'm a goofball, right? But that is part of growth. And I bet you, I know that everybody we told, family members and not, they were like, whoa, that's kind of cool.
Right.
You know
and I'll tell you sort of what helped us make the decision because it was conversations that we were having after we went to Charleston for our family vacation, which we literally have done the same family vacation for 16, 17 years. We have
on
not
both sides of the
on
family,
both
right?
sides. So we don't really, we've done things in between, gone places in between, but never with our kids, never just for us. So we were almost always going to somewhere because that's where the family is or that's what we're supposed to do. And so we had been having conversations of I just want to do something that's life-giving to us. It's not about making someone else happy or taking it off the box that we went on the family vacation.
And if any of you have families, which you all do, you know what we're saying, right? Like family is great, that's fine, everything. But there is a certain vibe that is not there when you're not hanging out with your mom and wife.
Right.
Or kids are over here and stuff.
Right.
And we hadn't experienced that for a long, well, I don't think ever. Right? But we did it, and it felt so differently. So yeah, that's some of the thinking, like, oh, what can we do? What, and it wouldn't have, we weren't planning anything. It wouldn't have happened if Paul hadn't been like, can you do this?
Right. And so there's a couple of things that we want to highlight in this. And again, we're calling this like investing in your marriage because this is how we view this particular vacation and this particular friendship, which we became friends with Paul through our show. Like they worked with us. They became our friends, and now we literally hang out with them and go on vacation with them. So hashtag get coaching, become our friend. Hashtag Brooke and Cherry, hashtag other clients that we all love. But anyway, so that is something that we want to talk about as well. Investing in your marriage does not only mean going and getting therapy. We believe that you should do that. It doesn't only mean going on a family vacation. We believe that you should do that. It doesn't only mean like having good friends. It's like an amalgamation of all of these different things that culminates in transforming your relationship through the things that you spend time and money on, right? Does that make sense?
It's a coalescence of awesomeness.
That's the name of my band.
No, I don't think so. It's a trifecta, right? So we're going to give you some real value here. I don't want anybody to be like, oh, see, we never go anywhere, Deborah, or we never go anywhere, Jonathan, kind of thing. It's not. It is not that. It is a thing that started probably a long time ago, and I believe it started with.
I'm gonna open that door. Keep talking.
That's fine. It started with growth mindset, and that built off of what's the next stepping stone in I think let's see, organizational psych. It's called habit stacking. Like, all right, I can't run 30 minutes. I'll die if I do. I'm gonna run 1 minute. And then I'm going to do that for a couple days, then stack 2 minutes. All right, I'm going to jump up to 5 minutes, right? So it's building stack on stack on stack. So for us, it was, growth mindset. We're adventurous. Our family of origins may not have done this for a million reasons. Number one, they are scared to fly. Oh, you don't go on vacation like that. You don't spend money like that. We don't have the money like that, kind of thing. So you guys see where I'm going here, because I really want to like break it down, because it is not. Nobody listen to this and go, oh, they went on vacation. Why can't we go to the Bahamas like that?
Must be nice.
Maybe you don't have the whole stack in place yet, which took time. Understand what I'm saying?
And intention. We've been working hard to create this kind of life where we can just go, want to go? Yeah. Okay, let's go. Right? Like it's lots and lots of different pieces to this.
Yeah. There's so many places we could go, because there's like visualization, there's manifesting.
Oh, yeah.
An awesome vacation with blue seas. I mean, part of that is on our vision board.
Literally.
For crying out loud. Yeah. And it happened. And that's not the only thing that has happened on our intentional vision board, which when I think about it in that way, I'm like, whoa.
Hashtag Gabby Bernstein. The universe has our backs.
Hashtag
manifesting.
Oh, geez. Okay.
But I do want to say, like, invest time, energy, effort, thought, friendships, money. Invest all of those things into your marriage, because they do have a great ROI.
Okay,
right?
So how we actually ended up in the Bahamas. I'm going to reverse engineer, reverse process this. So, we end up there, right?
Yes.
We got there because we made friends with people who wanted to improve their marriage, who are entrepreneurs, who have growth mindsets and want to kick general ass.
And travel with their kids, who value
and
family
travel with kids, right?
A lot.
So, that was part of the equation. Now we're going to keep on going. We have flown for years and years and years before this we went to Europe. We flew back to South Carolina 100 times with kids. So kids are used to traveling. They sat in separate rows and aisles on the plane, for crying out loud.
I know.
We
didn't even sit with them.
Because the tickets were so last minute, we were kind of like dotted all over the plane, right? And it was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was safe. They weren't sitting next to weirdos or anything, but it was fine. So the kids have a growth mindset around traveling. The kids have a growth mindset around flying and like, ooh, this is cool. Okay, we'll do this, right? Okay, now go back another one. We had the financial resources to be able to do this and not go into, zero debt, actually, right? Because we're like, okay, let's be a little wise with our money. I'm not saying I'm the best, right? I'm not saying that, but we're like, okay, we got some cash to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then before that, even, oh, I left my job. I don't have to worry about, do I have PTO?
Right. Yeah. Paid
Do
time
I
off.
have to take, do I just got to eat this and not, get paid while I'm gone? Oh, do I have supervisory roles or all this stuff? And I know, okay, yeah, that's a luxury, but that was a well and very hard worked for thing.
Right.
It took me 2 years to like get the thought of like, oh, I might leave my job of 15 years. Okay, so thinking about that and putting into action all these millions of parts to enable that. You know what I'm saying? Well, you're leaving again?
I just think the sun is reflecting. It looks terrible. Keep on talking.
How am I going to talk when my co-host co-host isn't even here?
Oh my gosh, you're a baby. Keep on talking.
Okay, so what was before that? Oh, some real personal work. A lot of times, and this has been a big thing for us, going on vacation and traveling and kids and all this stuff when you're completely out of your comfort zone is really, really, really taxing on a marriage. There's been tons of times, #Paris,
Oh, don't get me started.
where it was really hard. And not even Paris. I mean, that's kind of exotic and an outlier. But like #Greer, South Carolina, where we had a layover and like a baby's crying here and just, everybody sucks.
Right.
And we're just like losing our stuff because we're so stressed out, right? So we had to get used to that. How do you, guy, lady, react in heightened, stressful situations?
Right.
Do you get irritable? Do you snap at your kids? Do you shut down? Do you bitch and moan about everything? Or are you like, okay, hold on, let me 30,000 foot view this here. Let me see what's going on, right? And I'm just thinking of, were there any stressful or scary situations that brought you to that heightened place on this last trip for you? And if so, how did you react to them?
No, well, I mean, there were a few, like the flight was scary at one point to me, but, and being like when we almost thought we were going to be stuck there because of COVID, because of the Bahamian government was like going to shut everything down.
Yeah.
But I was like, I actually used Denise Duffield Thomas lucky bitch stuff to like talk myself out of that. But again,
what was the process? Like seriously share it.
So like at one point, Paul came up and he's like, so don't freak out, but we might be stuck here, which would have impacted our event, right? So if we had been stuck in the Bahamas for 7 more days, it would have really screwed us over because we have an event in like 2 days.
Right.
And so there was a moment of I'm listening to him talking, and like part of the back of my like dino lizard brain was like, oh crap, like what are we gonna do? But then I'm like, it'll be fine. Like no matter what, we'll make the best of this.
Right.
We can figure this out. But that's not my normal go-to response to things. And that response has been an investment that I have made.
It's been cultivated.
Yeah, it's been cultivated.
How did you cultivate that?
Well, I mean, a million books, but one is Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life by Wayne Dyer, Inner Engineering by Sadhguru, probably The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and then most recently, Lucky Bitch by Denise Duffield Thomas.
How about non-book resources? How have you cultivated that? Because it doesn't all come from just books.
Meditation and well, for me it does.
Okay.
So I mean, I have to read it and think about it and do it and act it out and put it in, write it in every day, do these things.
So to get there, metaphorically, to get to the Bahamas,
right,
you had to do all this stuff.
Yes, even to say yes to the Bahamas, I have spent years. Like
Say Yes to the Dress.
Years. I love that show. So I have spent years working on not being afraid and not letting fear drive my choices because we were talking about this. I talked about this several times with Robin, Paul's wife, like where my natural state, if I didn't marry Seth, I am very much just like my family. I would talk about going around the world, but I would never, ever, 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 ever even leave Maple Valley. Like I'd just be like, oh, that'd be so cool. Let's go to Marshall's.
I show ladies the world.
Okay. And so tickled yourself.
The best is laughing at my own jokes. And it happens often.
You get the squink eye, and that's the best.
So dive into that a little bit more because I think there's a lot of value there. So you have broken away. First of all, you were made aware of these things.
Yeah.
Right? My family of origin is this way. Love them, but I want to perpetuate more of this in my life. Right? Yeah. So awareness is curative, right? So you were made aware of that. Then you decided to do something, and there's been some pushback from your family at times, like, oh, why are you doing that, right? Which can make us go, you're right. Why am I doing that? I'm irresponsible. What is this going on? All this stuff.
And this is common in all families of origin, but people want you to be what they expect you to be in their brain, right? So just like think about if you have children, you go, oh yeah, my kid should be a soccer player. They're good at that. And that's all I want them to do. And then you find out they love like, you know, they want to be like an ethnomusicologist in Spain. And you're like, what the flip?
That'd be cool. I'd travel to see them there.
I know. But like most parents would be like, wait, we invested in soccer and blah, blah, blah. And they have this like really rigid thing of what that person's supposed to do. So your family of origin that you came from is very much like that. They think, oh, well, these are Melanie's strengths and weaknesses. She can't push out, but what if she fails? And she'll be upset. Like they're trying to, and they don't know this, protect you from essentially anything that is uncertain, which everything is uncertain, but they're trying to protect you from that. And so they will unintentionally tell you not to do the scary things, not to make the big leap or to make that investment or to get a coach or to sell your house or to buy this car or sell that car or anything.
Basically said everything we've done.
I know that was the point. And definitely don't take Nana to England. Definitely don't take her to Canada. Like, don't do those things. They're scary. They're hard. They're whatever. And I'm not saying that my parents do that now. They don't. They know us well enough now to know that it's fine.
What else are you going to do?
Stay in Maple Valley.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do know what you're saying.
What else? It's almost like this, especially with potential client calls. We've had so many calls that didn't turn into coaches. And
right, clients, you mean?
Yeah, and it's like, oh, we've seen this a billion times. We've lived it a billion times. We can help you get through it.
But you got to invest. You have to do it.
But you have to invest. You know what I'm saying? So this is crazy because
I want to say something.
Okay.
That was my thought. It's just like the coaching client thing. We got a call from Paul. We could have said no. We literally could have gone, yeah, the most prudent thing to do is not go. You guys, it's expensive to go to the Bahamas 2 days before. That's not cheap.
Right.
Tickets, everything, COVID tests, everything, like literally everything. It's really expensive to travel last minute.
It was easier to go to the Middle East when I went there than it was the Bahamas. Not a joke.
And so I literally thought about that when we were at sushi. I was like, I can say no to this. I can say, it's just easier. So again, now track me in these two thoughts here. Coaching. It's easier not to go. It's expensive. It's way more expensive than I thought. We could spend that money on this. We could do this instead. We could just try therapy. Like we could just go to Spokane.
Or the worst is we'll do it ourselves.
We'll just do it ourselves. We'll read books. If you could have done it.
You would have done it by now.
Yeah. But anyway.
Right.
So that was my whole thought is that I can say no to this. And what would saying no look like? Saying no would be looking back in 6 months and saying, gosh, we really should have gone. Like, what did we do instead? We really should have gone. But then we said yes, which freaked me out. Like that. No, I'm not kidding. Like I had heart palpitations for the whole 3 days. It took us a long time to get there, but like I knew that I would. I knew that because I've invested time in knowing myself, and I knew that I wouldn't die unless I do die from that, which I might. My heart's been really messed up lately, but anyway.
You won't. You're fine. So think about it. Every memory that we created there, right? Even traveling on the way there, it's usually fun. We talk, the kids are fun, we see different things, different people.
We eat different food.
Every single memory from there, from the pot cakes, which is what they call dogs there. Yeah. And that's a whole nother story. We call them res dogs here. From the dogs that we saw there, just in the road, from the streets to the old ladies that we met, the stingrays, the boat rides, all that stuff, the blue water, the hanging out with friends, we would have said literally no to that. Right. Because what we say yes to is what we say no to. Right? Of course, the converse of that. If I say no to like being an idiot, then I'm saying yes to like a good relationship with my wife. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. Is
that our slogan? Say no to being an idiot.
Basically.
Our new slogan.
Right. AOM Marriage Podcast. But just that idea, I was talking with Paul. We were like literally on a deck in a hammock, like drinking Bahamian beer.
Looking at the crystal clear Bahamas.
I said yes to this because I said yes on the phone in a sushi restaurant. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And because then it goes backwards. Because I said yes to reading a book when you suggested it. Because I said yes to like, hold on, let's save this money instead of do whatever, Because I said yes to growth mindset. Because we said yes to coaching. Because I'm getting fired up. Right. Because I said yes to peace out 15-year career. I'm going over here. Right. Because I said yes to the
Seth shaped space in the world.
Exactamundo, right? And you did too.
Yes.
So.
And we said yes to each other. Like that. Oh, Seth. Oh, Seth. Can you hear this? But we literally said yes to each other, which now my face is all red. From my family of origin, it was challenging because my family of origin is very, what's the word? My dad is like, I know all the right things. You know all the wrong things. Let me teach you all the right things. So that was such a mind game, weird, like, ugh, what's happening? But over time, over and over, I chose us and I learned how to choose us. And that's a huge part of why we went to the Bahamas. Had I not invested in dissecting and deconstructing a lot of my thoughts around family of origin, I would have flat out said no before the words even finished coming out of your mouth. I would say, no, we're not doing that. That's dumb. That's not whatever.
And another thing that I have thought about, but not in this context, or at least in the last 20 minutes, all of our kids were on board too.
Yeah.
There was some, like after we said yes, there was an interesting thing. You could see some of the anxieties in their little brains going this and this and this, and that kind of presented in a certain way. And then we just talked through it. And then one of our kids ended up literally bringing the family together, making us all hold hands and said, tough.
Oh, sorry.
Remember?
Yes. I thought
he said,
I was,
hey, Dad, Mom, let's pray about this.
Yeah.
Let's pray that it goes through. And we're like, what?
Right.
And even that, because we said yes, led to like our kid leading a prayer. Jeez.
That's true, yeah. Because
Isn't
he
that
had
bonkers?
Anxiety about getting the COVID test.
Yeah, he didn't want to get the COVID test and other things. I mean, we are going to a new land out of the country, which, you know, it's some mild anxiety.
We're in a third world country.
Right, but some mild anxiety around that is like to be expected.
Right.
And it's even wise. It's like, yeah, we're not just going to throw caution to the wind and just go and do crazy stuff. But even that, so you parents out there are building the family of origin right now for your kids. So just that set of experiences in the last, I'll say 7 days, no, probably like 9 days from like doing all this, saying yes, doing all this stuff and then going and then coming back was really, really impactful. And our daughter hung out with two amazing little girls who are like
the best
they're
friends
super friends
ever.
now, right?
Yeah.
So it's just that. What we say yes to is what we say no to. What we say no to is also what we say yes to. So be very aware of what you're saying yes and no to, because there's always the other side, right? And again, I'm not saying compare yourself to us. Oh, see, they go on vacations or whatever. No, we did a lot of work to get to that point, and by no means are we perfect, right? We had a big ass argument on, like, I don't know, the fourth night of something, like up until 2 a.m., which we can talk about later.
We do need to talk about that because it was really good.
But it was really, really good. Had we said no to that sitting in the sushi restaurant, then we wouldn't have had like some breakthroughs on a really shitty argument we had in the Bahamas. But now it's like, wow, that was cool. And everything we did up until that point led to that.
Right.
Right? And there's another favorite saying that I have is, your life, your current state of affairs, right the freak now, is a culmination of every choice you've made till now.
Right.
Right? And this is from a psych standpoint. Don't be like, well, Seth, yeah, I didn't choose to get, traumatized back then. No, I understand that. Dummy. No,
I knew you were going to say that. I was waiting for it.
I'm just kidding. I'm being empathetic. I'm totally joking there, okay? Yes, we don't choose what happens to us. It is our responsibility to choose what happens after that, right? In traumatic events and stuff like that. And if we can make the shift of like, this isn't happening to me, it's happening for me, based on our mind frame and how we can get through that. Understand what I'm saying?
Right. And I really hate that. Like, this isn't happening to me, it's happening for me. I hate that.
You don't like that?
Yeah, I don't like it at all. But I understand conceptually what it means. I prefer to say it like this, because some situations are just horrendous and you go, oh, this is happening for me, woohoo. Like, I don't like that. So instead I just think, how can I make the best of what this is, like what the actual situation is? And that's from the book Loving What Is by Byron Katie. But anyway, all of that to say, I think that it is amazing that we got to go to the Bahamas, but it is no accident. We're not lucky. We don't just like have cool friends that invite us places. Like we have cultivated all of these things in all of these areas for so many years. And this is how we're able to have the marriage and family and life that we want to have. It's because we've invested in our marriage in a million different ways. We've invested in ourselves, in each other in a million different ways. And I love how you sort of lined it up next to coaching, because I think of our clients who are now our friends, who at one point were coaching clients worried about if they could afford it, if they should do it. And then I'm thinking of Lindy, like how they are now. They're just like, yeah, I'm kicking ass and taking names. Like you cannot stop us. I want that for you guys. So it's just a cool, I don't know. It's cool. Like,
because we can say that, oh my gosh, you guys, like I don't espouse anything that I literally haven't done or haven't thought deeply about before, right? One of my favorite quotes is, we must first experience what we want to express, right? Forget who.
William Shakespeare.
No, it's not Shakespeare.
I know.
But we said yes to coaching.
Kurt Vonnegut.
And we literally, we could afford it. We had to liquidate some stuff, right?
When you say we could afford it, we sold a truck to afford it.
That's what I'm saying, like liquidate some stuff, right? So
listen, that is an investment.
So do you think for 1 second that I wish I had that stupid truck?
No. You got a better one now.
I know! Okay, we have neighbors, and I can't imagine what they think. So I don't know. But funny. You guys, what you say yes to is what you say no to. We've said yes to umpteen bacrillion things, and now we can say yes to this, right? And if you overlay what we're trying to say in the financial world or the retirement world or Social Security, 401k, Roth, everything, right? It is an investment. What if you right now said, oh yeah, well, I want enough for retirement, when I hit like 60, 8 or 65, I want to be well set up, right? Okay, well, let's just think about the money. Have you ever thought about what kind of marriage you want to have when you're 65? Are you freaking kidding? I know a babillion people. It's like, yeah, they're 65. They might have some money, but they sleep in separate rooms.
Right. And
or they haven't had sex for 20 years since 1983. You know what I'm saying?
That's 38 years.
Well, whatever years it is. But think about your marriage, the person that you are with as an extension, because it is, of your life.
Right.
Right? And husbands, you are a fool if your wife says, hey, let's do coaching, and you're like, nah, I can't. Give me a freaking break.
Right.
You're an idiot.
There is nothing more, I would say.
And I'm sorry, and wives too. If you have a husband in your life, is like, oh my gosh.
That's the worst thing when we have a potential coaching client and the husband's like, I am so game for this. And then the wife hears the price and she goes, nope. What do you want your husband to spend that money on? Like, I seriously want to just go, that's my slap sound.
Right.
Our kids make that sound all the time. But what are you going to spend that money on that is more return on investment-y than coaching, right? Like, it just makes me so mad. And then, all I can think of is if you could just meet our coaching clients who have gone through our program and who are on the other side and who are literally kicking ass, taking names, making more money than they've ever made, having better sex, traveling more than they've ever traveled. Like, if you could meet them, you would be like, oh, wait, that investment is worth it. Your marriage touches everything. Like, and that's the one thing we're going to have to do.
Your marriage touches everything.
We're going to have to pause and start it again. But your marriage touches everything. Fine. If you're in a marriage relationship and that's what you want, if it's crappy, it affects everything. Your house.
That is such a good point.
I mean, think about it. Your job. You drive home from work, you hate it. You're at work, you're just, your wife texts you, you're like, I hate everything. It affects everything. Okay. It affects your raising your kids.
Okay, there was a time in our marriage, and I've talked about this kind of on the podcast, but when we were going through the
pit.
Shitty shit.
We were in the pit.
When I was praying and you were like, I would call and nothing, right?
I wouldn't say hello.
You were in a really bad way. And I'm not saying
I was like a demon.
No, you were just in a really bad way. I promise you, this is the most disparaging time in my life.
Oh yeah.
I would go to sleep to be unconscious. Like, sleep was my escape from everything because everything in the world sucked, right? I would go to sleep miserable, finally fall asleep, forget all this stuff, actually have really weird dreams and stuff like that, wake up, and then 2 seconds. This was every day for like a year.
Right.
2 seconds, I'd be like,
it would be
no. No, it was worse than that, right? And it was just so much. So we've been there, and I don't know where I was going with that. Well, it was so if your life is like that, what do you think it's going to take to get you out? Nobody is going to come wake your ass up and pull you out of bed and say, do this. Right. No, you have to do it. I was on a call earlier with a potential client, and it's about action. It's not about hearing it. It's not about reading it. It's not about like, oh, that's a cool idea, or even having a potential call. Don't waste my freaking time. Of course, I don't mind that because I'll serve you, and if I can actually help, then that's fine if you do or don't do it. Sometimes it's not a good fit, and like, no, we just went through a bankruptcy. We have $10 to our name. Right. Yeah, obviously that is not going to work out for you. But it's all about action, right? And you know what I'm really good at?
What are you really good at?
Knowing everything really good to do, having times in my life where I'm kicking everybody's ass, my own basically, doing really good stuff, and then having times of like, yeah, that would be the best thing, but I don't do it.
Okay, I don't know why you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because I don't want to like come off as a hypocrite. It's like,
oh yeah.
No, but the thing is action.
But we have done this. We've done all of this work ourselves. So it's interesting. Like I listen to Joyce Meyer all the time, who I love, and she talks about this idea. Like people will look at her. She's a famous preacher. She has millions of. I mean, she travels the world, and she's amazing. She's doing
Pratt
this
everywhere.
Hath Pratt everywhere, and people will say, oh, I just wish I had faith like you, or I just wish I could whatever. And she's like, you want to know what it took for me to get here? You don't wish that at all. And her story is really crazy.
And she started when she was 43, wasn't it?
41, I think, which I love her so much. But anyway, that's what I think. Like, if you look at our marriage and you think, I want that. I like how they kissed just now and he laughed and she did that and he didn't get mad, or vice versa, whatever. This is how you get this kind of marriage. You invest in it. We invested in our marriage. We did coaching. We've done it more than once. We literally sold a truck that was not like a beater. It wasn't like, that's just sitting around. We have so many trucks. No, it was like the truck.
It was an awesome truck. It was I wanted it. And going back to the financial investments, 401k and stuff like that, I didn't do anything with the 401k, so I'm not saying that. But we had some other investments, money investments that I was like, I could leave this here and have a lot of money later, right?
And have a shitty marriage to show for it.
Or I'm like, all right.
Right. Which is just,
I'm calling it. Yeah. Cashing this thing in right now.
Right.
Oh, but what about retirement? F your stupid retirement.
Right.
What are you investing in right now?
But also not F your stupid retirement. We will be making that. We have already made that money back plus in making the transition to do this, right? So I want you guys to look at it. What am I sacrificing? Not what am I sacrificing? That is how our brains work. We go, oh, I don't want to lose that thing. Don't think of it like that. What are you gaining by investing? Because that is, again, what we did in all these different areas over all these different years to create the life, the marriage, the income, the type of home we want, the family, that like all of those things required investment, sacrifice, and we had to focus on what we were gaining, not get freaked out about what we were losing, because for a while we did get very stressed out about X amount of dollars. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. That's more money than we've ever spent on basically anything.
Right.
But when we thought of it with new eyes, the outcome was obviously worth it. So how much would you pay to have a happy marriage forever? How much would you pay to kick ass and take names? You
have to. It's a financial investment and then also emotional investment.
I know,
spiritual
but like
investment.
think about the amount that we paid for coaching.
Sing it, lady.
Versus what we got in return. Just talk about that for a minute. What we paid in dollars.
Right. You really want to know what it is? How much?
Yes.
Like over a 2-year period?
Yes.
It was, I think, close to $20,000.
Right.
If not over $20,000.
Do you hear that price?
Oh my gosh, $20,000. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh. Okay. Where are we now?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And
I do.
I had no idea that this was going to be like a, hey, update on the Bahamas was awesome to a intense thing like this. The fire. So I was on a coaching client
Potential
call.
coaching call.
No. A coaching client. Me and him were hanging out or talking today. And he said one of the best quotes that I've ever heard. And so many people think of this. And it's attributed to Esther Perel, who has an awesome podcast. And she said, most men would rather be the king of the desert than a prince in a flourishing land. So, in context, well, this is me and I'm the husband and I do all this stuff. Yeah, but everything freaking else around you sucks.
Right?
Mm-hmm. So, are we willing to step down, drop down our ego and go, oh, I don't know everything. Maybe I need a full paradigm shift and all these things to change. Then I can be a prince in a flourishing land. Right? And I just love that analogy because it hit me so hard.
I've never heard that.
I know, I hadn't either. I was like, that's like really powerful. Or some ladies, don't even get me started. Are an ice queen of the freaking desert.
Elsa. She's an idiot.
Right. Would you rather be
Anna?
Like let go of something. Oh, mom did it this way, or family of origin was this way, and this and that and whatever, or he hurt me, 20 years ago,
right?
Or all this stuff, which I'm not discounting. When you do coaching, we work through that stuff and break through those barriers and get to here. You know what I'm saying? So, do you want to be a queen of Stupidville, or like maybe a princess or a whatever title of female royalty is of a good relationship that feeds you? Is great. Yeah, the Duchess of Studleyville. I was thinking of
what's Duke.
Yeah.
A Duchess.
Right.
I like that a lot. And I think that it's so out of our norm to think this way. It's so different to think like, if I change this, the outcome, like if I invest in my marriage, if I invest in my kids, if I invest in self-development, personal growth, blah, 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 we just don't think in those terms in this society very often, especially not as it relates to marriage. Because usually we'll see where like a husband or a wife is like, I'm on my own journey, I'm blah, 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 blah. What would it look like if you did that together? Oh my gosh. Nothing is more powerful than that. Nothing.
We invest in college. We spend $100,000 over 4 years for college.
Think about what you invest in
We invest in our kids. We invest in a brand new whatever.
Right.
We do in retirements. We do Pilates classes or gym, all that stuff. But why can't we invest that same way? And it's not even that's not a rhetorical question.
In marriage, you mean?
We did. And if we did it, then you can do it too.
Right.
Why not you? Why not you?
Why not now?
What is stopping you from saying yes to coaching with or without us? Go get a coach. Come with us. If you're a good fit, we'll work together. But what is stopping you? Are you like super special? They're like, oh, I can't do coaching, or I couldn't go to the Bahamas, or I can't have, great sex, or, whatever. That's bullcrap. We're all equal. We're all the same, right? We've just worked our asses
really
off
hard.
And like whatever. So there is no reason. So forget your stupid idiot excuses and go, oh, what does it take? Okay, I've tried 1 million to do it alone. And if you could have done it alone, you would have done it by now. So get out of your own way. Often I'm preaching to the choir here, right? Or like talking to myself here. It's like, yeah, that's what it takes. That's what it takes. So what's your Audible account look like? What's your bookshelf look like?
Right.
What's your bank account look like? Right?
What's your screen time look like?
What's your screen time look like? If I had to do a speed check on your time, where you spend your days, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Right.
Right? Is it work, argue, excuses, TV, bed? Work, argue, excuses, TV, bed? Feeling lonely, feeling not complete, feeling whatever? Hunkering down when you're awesome. Whoever name you are, shape space, could be like, I'm doing this, right?
Is it staying small when you know you could play big? But playing big is scary. It's hard.
So we have coaching spots open right now. We really do, right? And it's going to fill up, right? But right now it's open. So if you're like, okay, I need to do this. Let's get me excuses. No excuses.
Right.
Let's do it. Or email me and say, hey, I want to coach. I don't want to work with you guys. Do you know other coaches?
Right.
Yes, I do. I'll refer them to you.
Right.
Hey, I think you'd be a good fit for so-and-so over here. Oh, you want to, this kind of coach? Yeah, go to them. So it's not like a commercial for us.
Right.
But obviously, we're doing something right. Obviously, I am pretty happy, right?
Pretty happy. Just sounded so anticlimactic.
Obviously, I'm kind of happy. But no. I'm saying that I have a little reservation because there's always something to work on, right?
Oh, yeah,
And I read a great book, The Genius Zone, and he talks about, just like a plane has many calibrations, course corrections. Oftentimes we get all pumped up and something happens, we fizzle out. Oh, I should have thought, but no, that's a course correction. Get back on the freaking horse, and then keep on riding
the
that
horse
thing.
plane. And that is, we use this in coaching all the time. That S is to be expected. That bull crap is to be expected. That shit is to be expected. And I remember exactly who I said that to. My best friend, our coaching client. And and now we say it to each other all the time because growth is scary and hard. So feeling afraid and feeling like you made a bad choice is to be expected. The feelings of, oh my gosh, this is too much, it's this and that, and blah, 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 that is to be expected. Same thing with deciding to say yes to the Bahamas. It was to be expected that it would be challenging. It would cost extra. It would be really hard. It would take a really long time to figure it out. So guess what? We figured it out and we did it. And because we knew it was to be expected, we didn't freak out when we got to that point, right?
Email me right now and tell me why you can't do coaching.
And if it's the money, you go sell
No. I don't want to know what your life would be like in 90 days. I don't want to vision cast with you. I don't want to know why you think working with us would be so awesome. I don't care about your growth mindset. I want you to tell me, email me and say, I can't work with you because.
Yeah.
No. Leave it at that.
Okay.
Leave it at that. Because what? You're going to keep your excuse? I'll let you keep it. I don't want it. I'm not going to save the email and put it in some awesome, I'm not going to frame your excuse, right? You can.
Ouch. Ouch.
Oh, that's good.
That was good.
I'm not fitting to frame your excuse.
That was good. That was really good.
I'll get you the frame. You want me to Fabergé something on it and say, this is my excuse. I choose to macrame. I don't know.
Fabergé
I
eggs.
choose to hold on to this excuse.
Right.
Okay, what's the timeline on that?
Ouch.
10 years? 2 more hours? 1 more freaking second?
2 more days.
2 more days?
2 more decades.
Ugh. This is hot, girl.
This is hot. Anyway.
Plus, I am sweating down my back.
It is very hot.
But very hot in the HQ.
That's right. But we just wanted to share an update on a little bit of the Bahamas and why we chose to go and why, I don't know, because a lot of people are like, what are you doing? Where'd that come from? You didn't plan that, blah, 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 right? But we know that this is an investment into the future of how we want to live. It lines up with our values. We have worked really hard to make this a thing that we can do. And so we wanted to share it as a way to inspire and motivate and help you dream about your future and what is holding you back. Ask yourself, why can't we go to the Bahamas? There's 500 reasons, but guess how many reasons I need to go? 1, right? I want to invest in it. Got 99 problems and the Bahamas ain't one.
Not anymore.
Anyway.
Yeah.
If you want to do coaching with us, this was not meant to be about coaching.
No, it wasn't, but it turned into it, and it's been an awesome show. Right. So email us, hello@anatomyofmarriage.com.
Yes.
Hello@anatomyofmarriage.com, or go to thestudleys.com and click a calendar link. Boom.
You can schedule a call.
And go from there.
But again, remember, we're please don't waste our time. No. Love you. If you want to coach with us, you got to have bacon to the bricks, balls to the wall.
That's right. It's an investment. Duh. It's an investment. So
Billie Eilish.
Duh. So keep it there. Okay, guys. And if you have questions about marriage, hey, can you answer this question? Also, email the same address, hello@anatomyofmarriage.com, and we'll be happy to answer the call on your show. And if you're catching our once a month Anatomy of Sex episodes, which are free and you're liking them, always remember to go to patreon.com/anatomy of marriage to subscribe. $6.90 a month for a weekly sex podcast where we dive into that stuff, y'all. Dive in. And it's going to be awesome. So go to patreon.com/anatomy of marriage. Also email hello@anatomyofmarriage.com.
Too many calls to action.
I know.
Love.
Okay. All right. Love you guys.
We love you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.